So the client had come to me and asked me the name of the project was Bottle Poppin. They kind of wanted to have a graffiti feel to it. A lot of the times when I do things like this, I'll go through and just rough out a couple sketches, get an idea of what I want to do with the logo, or how I think it should fit together. So right now you can see me just going through and sketching out some text. Um, what I'll end up doing after this is scanning it in and using it as a base to draw on top of and clean up the design a little bit. With this, I'm just using it's kind of like a felt tip pen that you can buy at most stores. It gives you a nice thick and thin to be able to draw out some of the lines. And once I feel like I've kind of got a good starting point, I might move on to another one and maybe do something similar or something a little bit different, just depending on how I'm feeling it's kind of going. If I need to redesign the one I just drew or kind of get another sample of it. With this, I'm just scanning it in, um, bringing it into Illustrator. Um, you'll see that I'll lock it in transparency, put the background on transparency so I can go around each individual letter and trace it and kind of get a nice clean line to it. A lot of people like to use Live Trace in Illustrator, and it's a nice feature, but sometimes your lines are really rough, and if that's the look you're going for, it's usually good. But I like to go through and clean up my own lines and keep the artwork clean for the client. So we ended up using this one. We did a couple of samples of some other ones, but kind of chose this one. Kind of felt it was strongest. The client liked the way that this one was leaning towards. So right now I'm just kind of going through and checking out thick and thin lines, trying to find the placement for the crown. And I had hand wrote out the type records, but decided that I would want to bring in a type just to kind of keep it a little more consistent and clean with the rest of the artwork that I was doing. This is just some color selection, different colors, maybe different ways to use the background, either have a solid color behind it or just have an outline around the outside of it and have a white background. We started playing with a little bit of gradients to kind of give the crown and the text a nice gloss look to it, and here in a second you'll see where it turned out.